I guess I would be live. Hello, everyone. Oh, at the hospital. Fun times. I don't think you can see. I guess I'm everywhere. Anyway, thought I would come on and let you guys keep me company. Mm, Video sharing. So, yeah, at the hospital. So Sherry has had, this is her fifth ERCP. And what that means is, when she got the liver transplant, they had complications with the bile duct. So we're, oh, thanks. Um, they are going back in to reinsert, or they're going to take out the stents they put in before and put in new stents, I think, unless the bile duct is operating like it should, but I doubt it. Um, yeah, she seemed really bummed this morning. I guess she's just, no, I guess she's just tired of being poked and prodded, I'm sure. It's, I think it's a lot for her to still be here and not to keep going through these kinds of things. So thank you all much. Hi, Starseed. Hi, Bettina. Hi, Grand. So thank you guys for all joining me today. Like I said, I'm just kind of sitting here waiting. The procedure started probably about 10 minutes ago, according to the screen. Am I coming through okay? Can you guys hear me all right? Thank you. So, anything you guys want to talk about? Thank you, Salma. Appreciate that. I'll let her know when she wakes up. And that's usually the hard part is the anesthesia. Having a smaller liver, it usually takes her a little bit. Thanks, Clinton. Good to see you, buddy. Um, it's been a while since she's had, I think it's been 4 months since her last bill. November was the last time she had one. So what they found this stent that they lost. That's a whole fiasco. Yeah, it's stuck in her small intestines, and I don't know if they're going in this procedure to take that out or what they're going to do because she's never passed it. And yes, I feel all of the effects of everything she's going through. Like last night, we had the worst heartburn. We could not get rid of the heartburn. We couldn't get rid of the acid reflux. And she goes, I'm nauseous. And I kept going, why am I the only one throwing up? It was, you can never get enough of this connection, I suppose. Guess it just takes that part of surrender. Thank you, Clinton. I'll let her know that you asked about her. So anyway, I know we were going to come on live last night, and I think she started feeling under the weather. They usually time these out between 4 and 5 months because what happens is those stents, I guess, can get corroded after a period of time, no matter what they are, because of course, this is going right over your bile, right into your liver. So they have to go in there and redo the whole situation. Let me know if it's too loud here. I don't know if you guys can hear me okay. I did have somebody ask me a question. I think that's why I decided to come on. It was just been a little bit too much to type out. And what was it? Oh, I think it's in my phone. It was regarding being ignored in connection. Um, I think what's interesting about when you say that the person you're connected to is ignoring, and usually a question you probably want to ask yourself, hi, Maura, um, is it possible that the communication, do they find you approachable, number one? Are you easy to talk to, number two? And where did you learn to talk to somebody you're connected to? Three. And that's the tough one because not everybody's searching for that answer. They're searching for why they're not, why the other person's doing what they're doing. This is one of those things about this connection, though, that I think is the most beautiful part. If you really pay attention, this connection has a way of showing you how you act and react to everything. And it becomes pretty much amplified. Just take it for granted or just pay attention here. Retrograde's coming. Notice any heightened pain you're in, you're going to make yourself miserable. You're not going to make yourself heal. You're going to make yourself miserable. It's like you don't even see a choice. Pain, simply put, I'm going to tell you, I'm a believer when it comes to pain. You will not let yourself have connection without pain. Sorry. It's just the law of, I guess, connection. The only law that it really represents is the one where it comes to being in pain. I mean, I look at everything we've been through, and every single time we've surrendered to the pain, we get through it. So maybe that's the key. Maybe the key is stop rejecting your pain. I mean, when did your pain not get you connected? And if it didn't, what kind of story did you tell yourself that kind of walked you away from what you probably should have healed from? Hmm. I think it's beautiful. I'm glad you're all here. Anybody got anything they want to bring up? How about in regards to pain? I feel a little dizzy. That anesthesia sucks, man. I think it's hello, Celeste. How are you? Oh, okay. Okay, nice. The other side of the planet. It's interesting. Been feeling my mom really strongly, and then found out about Jamie Foxx, who was born on the same day as my mom. I guess he's been in the hospital for like a week. You never know who you're connected to, huh? I'm in pain, but it's okay. Um, well, Celeste, how are you letting people love you through that pain? That's a good question. Hi, Teresa. How are you? I've been seeing the deeper pain that lives in my twin. It's like mine. Right. So ask yourself this, Alma. How have you loved yourself in your pain? How have you let people connect to you when you're in pain? How do you let, how do you not want to isolate yourself when it comes to your pain? If you haven't learned to do that, have you realized yet that the connection's trying to teach you that? Is trying to show you that there's other ways, that there's a different path you could actually take. It's like I read that sign the other day and it cracked me up. It says, "Those who don't learn from the past are doomed to repeat it." And I was like, no, those who learn from the past repeat it. It's like monkey see, monkey do. It's like we tried to change the rules, but we already told the rules at the same time. It makes no sense whatsoever. And that's the thing about those people we love, right? Like your mom and your dad. How many times have you realized that in this connection, you end up mimicking one of them and you don't even like yourself when you do it, but you don't catch yourself doing it until it's like after the fact. I tell you more times than not, I probably talk to Sherry and I can hear my dad or I can feel my mom when I'm doing it. And it's so interesting when I catch myself doing that because I like stop and she's like, "Why'd you stop?" And I'm like, "No, I just heard how I sound. I can feel it. You know what I mean?" Oh, thank you, Grande. I appreciate that. Um, we and she said it the other day too. She was like, "I sounded like my mom, didn't I?" I said, "Ooh." The more you can start identifying with why you act up the way you do or act the way you do, the more you're going to realize that there's a you still on the inside that wasn't connected to through all of that even. And I think that's the purpose of connection is to keep pulling back all of these layers so you can see not only inside of the banana, but what made the banana grow, right? I guess that would be the key. Um, I've been seeing, so I guess when it comes to pain, Celeste, I don't think you answered the question. Who do you allow to love you when you're in pain? What about separating from your twin? Because that feels like the best thing to do because of where they are at. In this case, I feel like separation is needed for greater awareness and consciousness. Well, Celeste, as long as you're okay, knowing that you're judging whatever it is that he's going through and who he is, just be okay when he does it if you try to return or think that he should come back to you somehow. I guess you have to ask yourself, where did you learn to separate from someone you're connected to? When it feels like it's the best thing to do, did you realize that feeling doesn't know what judgment is? It doesn't know what best or better or good are. One thing connection does know is if you're connected or disconnected. It's about the extent of it. Um, how can we allow others to love us when we're in pain, if we're abandoned and haven't felt safe? Name one time you've seen love and safe happen at the same time. It just doesn't work that way. Let go of safe. Safe is nothing more than a box that's made of lead and just locks you inside. Nobody can get to you when you do that. Abandonment. If you were abandoned, if you still tell the story, are you abandoning yourself? How's that, Starseed? Jaspico. Her words and rejection have hurt, cut me deeply, and I'm struggling getting over that. Well, Jas, how did you know that you were being rejected? Um, what words hurt you and cut you? And how did you let her love you through that? Um, Struggling to get over something in the past is your own matrix, not hers, not anyone else's. You might have something built into your matrix that says you have to keep repeating what was or keep going over what has been. And none of that is, it's just the story of you. The hurt that you've experienced through your life, Jazz, how have you loved yourself through any of that hurt? How have you not rejected or abandoned any of that hurt? Um, Hope some of that pointed you to where you need to be. Um, let's see. Love it. Thank you. Grande, I believe that we must learn to love ourselves even in pain. Well, that's the funny thing. Grande, I love this. Pain's been trying to teach you how to unlearn everything that taught you not to love you through your pain. Because remember, you came through a birth canal in pain and experienced connection and experienced love. Not you went into pain and everybody stopped you. That's not how that works. The thing is we think that law doesn't apply to all forms of pain, and it does. I guess you just have to ask yourself, if you're in pain, why aren't you allowed to be loved? I mean, if pain was the cost of the love that you want to experience, how much pain do you have to be to realize how much love is coming to you? Do you think that they're inseparable? Do you really truly feel pain and love are inseparable, or they're one and the same? We just experience how it feels differently at different times. Maybe that's where you should look, or at least that's where I realized that everything that my matrix was trying to show me, that was trying to get me stuck in my logical head when it came to a feeling, didn't make a lot of sense. Um, you ever keep having a thought over and over and over again and start feeling worse because you keep thinking the same thing? Have you stood back and watched yourself do that? Um, it's probably something to look at. Leah, I need to schedule an appointment. Send me the link. Teresa, do you want to? Have you done a 30-minute, or what kind of a session you're looking for? Um, Thanks dearly. Hi, Kalani. Glad to get live. Wonderful to have you here. Going back to work, I was on break. Teresa, can you email? I'm post the email here. Again, guys, I'm sorry. I wanted to come live last night with Sherry, but she wasn't feeling up to it. So we're, of course, in the hospital today. And don't forget, we are running root camp. We do have I realized that there might be some pay issues on the website, but I don't have the time to get there. So if you're watching this video and you are interested in doing root camp and you do want to do a special or you do want to heal, I'm going to walk you kind of through what we focus on first. We have to focus on trust, your ability to trust. You don't heal if that's never gone into first. If you ever notice, if you heal something or you're working to heal on something, if your trust stays the same, what you're trying to heal doesn't work. So you have to figure out what trust means to you first. Got a really good way of going about that and connecting some very large dots because of some things that you've been through. And it's really kind of reconnecting to some feelings that you didn't realize you were disconnected from. But staying disconnected from them is where your trust has been making its choices. So, can you imagine making all of your choices in this connection, not realizing that at some point you're going to start choosing from your disconnects and trusting from your disconnects because that's the way you've always been, and never go in and heal that because you didn't know you needed to? You believe the other person is responsible for what you won't trust, not realizing you don't even trust yourself. You trust you'll be hurt before you trust you'll be loved. It's so backwards. But I promise you, in root camp, we get to the deep root of that. Um, I'm a firm believer, kind of like different than Teal Swan, but a very strong believer that you won't heal without your depth. You won't heal without going deep. You won't heal if you cannot connect dots in yourself to understand why this connection is doing what it's doing. If you believe you need separation, there is something already separated in you to make sense of that separation. And that will only make sense when you start connecting you to yourself. And that's not easy. I'm not gonna sit in here and tell you there's an easy diagram to do it because there's so many billions of combinations that each matrix has that you have to pay attention to the feeling, not the thinking. The feeling leads you to connection, not your thoughts. Allison, hey, Allison, ain't seen you in a bit. Oh, Sylvia, good to see you. Share you about this, but I want your perspective. I need spinal cord surgery, and I'm too tired and in pain to go see my twin. He said I'm just not trying hard enough, which only adds to my pain. Sherry said if he was my twin, he would be able to feel my pain and wouldn't say something like that. What's your take? First of all, maybe the question, Allison, is how do you let people be there for you? Because it sounds like you're being positioned to do everything. So I guess, Allison, how do you, when you love somebody, how do you let them love you back? So, Allison, this question isn't about um, what your twin is saying to you, it's what you're saying to you. Because it sounds like you give everybody everything and you haven't taught anybody how to give you anything. So, Allison, what I need you to answer for me is where did you learn how to let somebody love you back? Grounded the pain. We must all learn to accept and love the pain. Pain is the only acceptance you'll need for love. If you don't learn to accept pain, you will continue to abandon love. Um, it's like asking yourself. You can all, as you're watching this, ask yourself this: would you ever let somebody love the real you without your pain? And I don't know if you get that, but if you let yourself sit with that question and listen to what your mind and what your thoughts and what your body does to the response to that, you already know where you have to go. And trust me, you will push away everybody. You will find a way to separate. You will find a way to sabotage, not just relationships, but family members, this connection, pretty much even careers. I mean, we've seen people be completely destructive. I've got people that I've worked with for years. And one of the things they say to me is, it's so strange. It's like the feeling used to come up, used to cause me to do this, and I don't have that reaction. The reaction's different. And I'm like, Well, it's because you actually allowed somebody to sit in pain with you. And I was allowed to ask you questions. I wasn't allowed to tell you what to do. I wanted you to see what you tell you what to do, and I need to ask you questions while firing up your own synapses that cause the disconnect. If you don't follow the trail, you'll never understand that path. Huh. Okay, so I gave the email address to Starseed. I recently found Crappy Childhood Fairy channel, and it's helping me. I don't know what that means. Is Sherry okay? She is having her fifth ERCP, and what that is they give her propofol. They sedate her. They run a tube all the way down her mouth with a claw on the inside of it, and they pull some stents out. And the stents are keeping her bile duct going on top of her liver from collapsing. She's had that. This is her fifth one. And we don't know today if he's replacing or if he's even going to go into the one that they lost because, yes, they did lose one inside of her. So hopefully, when she comes out, he'll have an answer about the one in her small intestines that's poking through the wall that's been causing her some issues. No, I guess Sherry's loved because she's not okay. So I guess that kind of makes her okay. Because all of you are here with me, so thank you for being here. Hi, Anika. How are you? Mara, yes, trust is big for me. Um, Allison Haynes Masters are speaking on parallel lives, split souls. It's a convoluted topic. It's very possible for advanced souls. Mahogany just spoke about parallel lives and gave it to, I don't even know what you guys are talking about. I've lost something. Must find the answers within ourselves. Great saints who had one soul. Yeah, I don't know what you guys are. Okay, yeah, you guys lost me on that. Let's see here. Can I also, Sylvia, can I also ask something? How can I feel my worth? I know in my head I'm worthy, but I don't feel it completely. Right, because your head has equated your feelings as some kind of value where your feelings don't value anything you think. So why are you worried about feeling your worth when your feelings just to be feeling something should be priceless? Why put what you're trying to do is put an amount of something on something that is invaluable. So I guess, Sylvia, why you realize that your feelings when you feel them are more important than the thoughts that tell you you need to be worthy of something. It's like trying to find that's when the mind has become that poor master, but it could be a wonderful slave, and you're not choosing that. You're letting the poor master dictate your feelings experience. That doesn't, Sylvia, why would you need to do that? Why do you need to worry about worth? When did worth ever get anyone loved, as far as you know? Do you know anybody who has worth gets loved? Name one person you know, Sylvia. If we don't love ourselves, we can't love, and we don't feel the love of others. Love is a feeling. That's absolutely true. It's not a thought. I've been in a karmic twin flame relationship with anyone I ever loved on the intimate level. Um, I'm not sure I understand this. Kalani, can you clarify what you're asking here, or if you're saying something here? I've been in a karmic twin flame relationship with anyone I've ever loved on the intimate level. Um, hmm. I'll come back to you. Hopefully, you'll let me know what you meant by that. Let's see. Jump here. I feel I'm almost starting to sabotage good friendships because I'm not willing to share my pain, and now I feel disconnected. But I see this, and I try to hold my own pain compassionately. And the you inside of your pain, when you don't let anybody show up for you, how does that show that pain that you actually love the you inside of it? How does it say that you want to be connected to if you're shutting everybody out? And what kinds of things are you saying to yourself if you have to shut everyone out? I mean, is anything you're telling yourself the truth? So I guess why aren't you allowed to have people there when you're in pain? Um, my first thought when I asked those questions was, I don't know. So I guess that's my answer. Well, Allison, pay attention to the body because the body will always tell the truth. The question, the thought that should have arose probably should have been empty because your mind is never going to tell you how to love somebody. The mind is never going to tell you how to get out of pain. The mind is going to tell you that all of those are red flags. It's going to tell you, warning, you're about to be loved. Warning, you're about to be in pain. Warning, it's going to warn you of stuff that it doesn't actually experience. Then it has a whole list or a whole story about who you're going to become if you decide to love, if you decide to sit in pain, if you decide to go down the street with a cup of coffee. See, all of these things are things the mind is predetermining. None of that is living, I don't think. And see, I guess that's my problem is I don't think. I realized that I didn't want to equate living with thinking because thinking isn't living at all. I don't know if she said Sherry. Just checking. Hopefully, how long's it been? Yeah, it's been long enough. Hopefully, we'll get an update here soon. Um, let's see here. I hope that Cherry's okay. I'm so sorry. I'm going to pray for her. She was so loved. Thank you, and I'll let her know. Sending you Cherry. Thank you, Mara. I go in and out of parallel realities all the time. A lot of them are not my timeline and get out fast. Living authentically, I have a question. Do you believe in time or do you believe in connection? The purest thoughts and the deepest prayers from Croatia. Thank you. What if I could feel connection only through the pain? Well, then the pain is trying to show you that there's something deep on the inside of it that will be worth it. So I guess Deja, how are you when you say, what if I could feel connection only through pain? And go back to when that pain was so pure and didn't necessarily need a story and see what it draws to you, see who it draws to, because that's kind of important. Um, I don't know what to say. I mean, I'll definitely ponder this. Namaste. Thank you. Oh, Kaylee. Kalani, you are most certainly welcome. I'm literally watching this. This breathing twin is very spiritually powerful. I'll share with you so soon. Thanks again. How did you stop thinking and start feeling? I just can't seem to figure that out. I found my pain, Alice. Have you ever noticed that pain makes you stop thinking about everything? I mean, I can feel it now, just sitting here as you even said that. It's not like you ever leave the pain enough that you just sit in it and then pay attention to what your mind tries to do when you're doing that. And sometimes it's like, oh, if you sit in this too long, you're going to have a heart attack, you're going to get hurt. It tries to create this anxiety instead of letting you be present with what you actually are feeling. If you can't sit in your pain, how can you let anybody love you? Um, it must be the love we seek. You know, turn our gaze inward, we will never find that love. Hmm, beautiful. We thank you for your answers. Best wishes to share. Be strong. I'm always strong. Actually, I'm always vulnerable. You know, that's probably the hardest part of this whole thing. Is the one thing you have to be to have this connection is the one thing nobody's looking for. Your vulnerability and what you did with it. I don't know who's out there teaching vulnerability. I mean, you got a path. If you're not looking for that path, then what are you doing? That's something very important. I believe most vulnerability is going to be found in the pain, not found. How many masks do you wear in one day? When you wake up in the morning, go through your day, how many times do you stop what you're thinking, stop what you're feeling, act like you're okay, be of service to others when you don't even know how to be of service to yourself? Think about how many masks we actually are taught to wear. Then think about all the masks you wear because you were taught to wear the other ones and you didn't really like either. Hmm, it's different. Um, yeah, so I was thinking about doing a class soon. Um, any ideas on what you guys would like a class on? Um, did anybody say Sherry's name? She better be back in her body and not out here with me. We tend to do that to one another. Just set me feel for a minute. I don't think that's Dr. Safter. No. Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, I was thinking about doing a class. I was thinking either this Saturday or maybe next Wednesday. Well, you guys be interested in a connection class of some kind? Um, I think one of the big answers people are looking for is how do I know when somebody says they're chasing? Does anybody in here feel like they're chasing their twin? I have a question. That's why I'm asking. Yes. Bettina, where did you learn to chase somebody you're connected to? Can you hear me now? Is that better? Let me turn up my volume. How about now? Can you hear me? Is that better? Okay. So, Bettina, you're saying you learned to chase somebody you're connected to from your dad. And what, you chased your dad, and did your dad stop and let you love him? I don't feel like I'm chasing anymore. We're both walking, running in different directions for now. So, Bettina, did you say that you chased your dad and then your dad stopped and you were completely vulnerable and completely open with your dad? And is that what you call chasing, or do you do it differently? And Anika, I did that. I did too. After sessions with you, understanding that it comes from shame for my dad being there for me. And Anika, did you ever tell your dad that you would push him away? Did you tell your dad that you felt pushed away by him? How did that conversation go? And how did you both heal from it? Um, Running and chasing is such a mind, but I won't say it, but you guys know what word I could use. It really is, because do you know that somebody you're connected to would run away from you, or that you are chasing them? Is it? Let me try something differently then. And it could be because of this Wi-Fi in here. Let me know when it clears up. As you know, my dad left when I was a baby, and he actually showed me that I was running, even though I thought I was chasing. And when your dad left as a baby, Bettina, you would always be looking for a man you're connected to be leaving you, right? Am I still distorted, or can you hear me better? So you need the person you're connected to. you had to. So Bettina said, as you know, my dad left when I was a baby, and you actually showed me that I was running, even though I thought I was chasing. And I said, well, Bettina, I believe Bettina, what she's saying is she realized that when she felt this connection, and especially since it was to masculine energy, and that masculine energy was being there for her, she was always waiting for him to run away because that's what her dad did. She couldn't see that. So when he started pulling away, it proved more so connection to her because that's exactly what a man she was connected to did to begin with. And it just continued to strengthen how she felt, not realizing that the feeling she was in wasn't about her twin, it was about her dad. The twin was just bringing out the experience that her dad must have felt because the twin has to start pulling away from you the way you pulled away from your father without you even seeing it. So it's like your energy jumps inside of them and they become you and you become the parent that tried to connect to them. It's so tough. Um, and there's so, like I said, there's so many variables to that. Connection is a two-way street. It is not one way. So one thing, if you want to start healing your connection to the person you're connected to, stop thinking for them. Stop doing that. Stop telling yourself what they think. Stop telling yourself what they feel because you learned to do that somewhere, and that is what's causing you to be the runner, not them. Um, okay, good, Clinton. Thank you. Yeah, Clinton, let me know if I keep coming in and out. Starcy, thank you. Um, and Annika, I'm last week's going into talking with my dad and still practicing to talk with my feelings, being vulnerable. It was a lot. He didn't know he said that I need him in that way, showing actively that he's there and loving me. Annika, did you know that a man you're connected to would do that for you? Is it me or everybody still here? I said, Annika, did you know that your father would show up for you that way? Hmm. Is this thing still working? Okay, you got me. I am here. Annika, do you hear my question? Or was I disappeared and came back? I feel like they're done. I just felt something in my chest. I didn't know. It has never been shown to me. So, Annika, if with the man you're connected to and he's showing you something that you haven't seen and it feels good, how do you trust it? How is that there for you, Clinton? How's life treating you? I feel I can't receive that. So when you say you can't receive that, do you consider not receiving that, rejecting the person who's trying to give it to you? It's interesting when we're not paying attention to the things that we can't receive. We don't realize the opposite of that action is rejecting. So when you're saying, I don't give them that, you don't realize you're saying, I reject them in this space. I abandon them in this space. I mean, if we had to get to the truth, that would be it, right? So do you know that the rejection that you're doing to them isn't about your father, it's about you? because you needed that a long time ago, right? And the you that still needs it, you're still not allowing her to have it because you were home without it. Is that the only reason you're not letting yourself have that? And is there pain there? And is the pain of not having it there before loving now so you can have it more? It's like you got to ask yourself, what do you want here? Sounds strange, but it feels like I'm used to that. So you're in the habit of not feeling like you deserve. Is that what I'm understanding? And I know it's not what I want. Hmm. Annika, it may not be what you want, but where were you taught to have what you need? Are you allowed to have what you need? I need her to come out of this. Should have having issues breathing. Heavy that damn tube. Well, we're gonna have a sore throat tonight, folks. That's how that works. My stomach pain noises. I finally now am more able to speak out and do what I need. Yes, Annika, how do you make your needs important to people who love you? Do you feel like you do that? Say with your father, your mother, your twin. And have you figured out what your feelings actually need? And Clinton, are you finally out there dating, trying to get connected, seeing how long you can stay connected to yourself while you're out there doing that? To tell that now for the first time, it feels uncomfortable still. Um, Annika, um, how are you comfortable being vulnerable? Did you notice that vulnerability is uncomfortable because you're being present, you're being clear, you're being open, you're being innocent? Um, the most beautiful experience you can have will be when you're uncomfortable and you're exposed. You don't have to hide and you don't have to shut down your hurt or stop your pain from coming up. I mean, how much love would come out of you if you allowed yourself to experience that? Still learning it's okay to be vulnerable. I've had a few friends pass away, so pain is constant, and I'm okay with not being okay. Are you allowing anyone to connect to you, Clinton? Hmm. Yes, I experience what you say now more. It's beautiful, Annika. Rodney, thank you. I've been seeing you pop in here and there, I guess, when I'm saying setting some chords. Um, so no, I didn't really get any response to you guys want to do a class. I am still doing root camps. I do have a few slots left open. The special is it's there, so if you need payment plans or what have you, email. Uh, we're going to be fixing the pricing on the website soon. As soon as Sherry and I can actually get to that, you know, and get their hands full with a bunch of other things at the moment. Um, we did want to come on. I know that she said she would like to come on with me soon. I guess you guys are having a lot of fun on Sherry on Mondays. You guys getting a lot from her. I I feel so. It's such a beautiful thing because I was doing it like she's doing it on Mondays. I was doing that for a while, and she looked at me and she was, "It's weird." And I go, "What's weird?" Is I think I'm experiencing what you experienced when you were doing videos without me. And I'm like, huh? And she said, yeah, it's just a feeling. I said, oh, I know that feeling. So it's really kind of cool because we're kind of meeting in that feeling now. So thank you guys for that. And thank you guys for welcoming her back. Um, and yeah, I'm sure she's telling you the other side of things. You know, it's the beautiful thing about yin and yang. If you can stand in the line in the middle, you can see how it both comes together. Don't forget to like this video, you know, thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe if you're not a subscriber, please. Sending love to Sherry Muley. Thank you. Um, so Clinton, I don't think you answered my question. How are you letting people connect to you when you're in pain? I'm always going to ask the men the tough questions because I'm a man and I know how we are. Hey, we need a men's soul chat. Hey, Clinton, we were going to do a men's group. Are we still doing that? Do you still have one put together? Is this thing actually working? Yeah, well, it's definitely needed, Clinton. I'm wondering, I should just skip doing classes and just do a group. I'd like to do like a men's group, um, but also like I've got some videos that I've never released. Um, God, I think I've got a few of them, and I think I'm gonna wait on doing that. But I would like to do some men's chats where we just do it on Zoom. I don't think we're doing it here. And we could probably come out with a lot from that, or maybe even um, do some co-ed as well. But Clinton, just shoot me some messages, and let's get this moving. Um, feel the need to connect and stay connected. I haven't heard anything, guys, but this is. I believe she's still in progress. These things are only supposed to be like 40 minutes, so when it goes over, I start to get nervous. Got no updates. Yeah, I will. It's definitely been too long between drinks. Yeah. Please tell us how Sherry's feeling as she possibly can. I will. I scheduled a one-on-one with Sherry tomorrow. Should I reschedule? Oh yeah, definitely. You'll definitely need to do that, or just move it if you can. Cynthia, go on there and just move it. Um, yeah, yeah. I should have. I didn't even think about that. I took off today, but I didn't even think about her doing tomorrow. Yeah, even yeah. Uh, it usually takes him plus tomorrow's 4:20, and I know her. She's going to try to find a way to just float through that. Um, I don't know. Annika, you're there too. I may need to move you to Friday. Just let me know if you want to do that, or just go on there and do it. Because usually she's good. Sometimes it depends on. I'm telling you, she has the worst time coming with these anesthesias, and I can feel it. I have that shaky feeling. But I haven't gotten an update telling me she's come out yet. It sucks because they have a hard time waking her up. No, I don't like that part. See why I'm here? I needed you guys to connect to me and keep me grounded. I don't know, there's something felt funny about how she didn't want to do this. It's like I feel selfish, you know. Like I wanted her to stay. But then I'm watching everything she's gone through, and it's like She must really love me a lot, huh? I don't know. Sorry about that. I'll never forget when she had that transplant. I was stuck on that floor by myself the entire night, and there was nobody to hit phone and nobody to give me an update. I hate being kept out of the loop. I mean, the good thing is you can feel things, so I'm not waking up yet, too. Yeah. So I don't know if she told you this about her results. So we went and had to see a neurologist, and the way that the things look in her brain, she suffered some kind of episode. They wanted to call it a major stroke, but they didn't. Um, I said it looks very similar. They think it might have been because of her high blood pressure. 9 p.m. my time, if possible. I'm Germany, so that'll be great. Can you send me email leave for rescheduling? Yeah, I'll let you know. And I was at 9 o'clock there. Yeah, I'll have to look and see if I can just move you over to Friday if that works. If not, it may be like either an hour before or an hour later. I'll send you. Just tell me if that works. Twin Mountain runs very deep. Yes, it does. It really does. Oh, cute little lamb. Thank you. It feels incredible. Feels painful too. Well, I tell you what, I don't think we would be together if it weren't for pain. Both knew how to hide it and escape it until we did. I wonder if we all have to just find that for ourselves. Find that space where you no longer abandon or avoid or reject your pain. The story behind it. Thank you so much for your responses. I've been loving Sherry's Monday nights. It's awesome to hear from her more often. I know I'm sure I'm not, I haven't watched any of it or heard any of it, but I'm sure, even if I come in the room and try to fix something, I get kicked out. So. But it's interesting because her energy is just so interesting coming out of it. I can tell when she connects to all of you. It's been a while since I've experienced that. I think we're finding our speed again. So we've been thinking about some things that some videos we want to shoot. We still want to do some traveling, but man, it's really with her having all these different doctor visits. Just we take short trips here and there. But if you happen to be in the tri-state area, make sure you email us and let us know. We'll try to find a way to meet up or have you over. Um, how am I staying connected? Truthfully, I've been struggling with it. The funny thing is that with getting back out there, everyone I have met and asked is already in a relationship. Huh. So what do you think that's telling you, Clinton? Hello, dear soul. Hello, dear Lee. Hi, Allison. Sending you love, Sherry. Oh, we miss you, Allison. Thank you. They should be just fine. Yeah, yeah. We get on her nerves. I make sure I get on her nerves before she goes, so that way she wakes up pissed off, and I know she's okay. Haley, wishing sharing yourself well. Thank you, little Callisto. I appreciate it. Alan, could you answer some of these questions that you ask yourself to give us an example, like your personal answers to things like, how do you let people to connect to your pain? How do you let people be there for you? Love me back. Where did you learn to let someone love you back? My answers are why I'm here. Um, every time I can come and do a live, or if I do a video, or if I think just anymore, I feel everything first, and I can hear my mind like it's like a distant space away or something. But when this first started happening, the pain was so bad. It was funny because people say, "Are you okay?" And yeah, I'm fine. immediate lie, immediate abandonment, immediate rejection. I could feel it. And I just heard something in me say, "What did I reject them?" And I thought, wait, and I was like, did I reject them because I'm in pain? Did I push people away because I'm in pain? Do we hide from people we love when we're in pain? How do we love them if we're in pain and we're not telling them? How do you love somebody? I just started listening to this and it was like, and everything that I was listening to, there was a feeling that seemed to release, not get stronger, not feel like I needed to defend, not, there was no identity to what I was asking myself, Allison. I believe that's what all your questions are pointing to. Um, how do you let people connect to your pain? How do I connect to my pain first? Um, if I'm not, if I'm trying to hide my pain, or if I'm not, pain is not what we say it is. It's the core of all of your feelings. The more you go into your pain, the more you can heal. Have you ever heard of somebody not healing without pain? Does that make sense? Um, so I started paying attention to how the words were landing based on what I was feeling and realized they were all out of place. Um, how did I let people start being there for me? I started doing this. I just reached out. You guys started showing up. I don't know how I would have got through it without doing that. But I remember I was scared to death when we first started doing it. I was ready to be rejected, not realizing ready to be rejected is me rejecting myself. Sherry used to ask me, why don't I tell her when I'm hurting? Why don't I tell her when I'm in pain? And I said, because people who I love don't ask me that. And she said, why haven't you given them permission? And I went, what? And it was the weirdest thing. And she said, what? I said, what did you just say? And she didn't repeat it. And thank God she didn't repeat it because I sat around, kept trying to think about what she said. And it showed me all the different variables of what I wanted to make sense of what she said. And then I reached this where I said, it doesn't matter what she said. It's how I felt about what she said. Do you see what I mean? It's like we want to take, like, one of the things I realized is if you attract into the connection someone who lies to you all the time, that means to your core you're lying about something within yourself, keeping yourself disconnected. And it's up to you to find that, not the other person. Because once you stop lying to yourself, how can anyone lie to you? And it's so hard to see what that means because there's so many different ways to do it. Um, Allison, a really good way to look at that is, what did you love? What did you let your mother love about you? And Allison, pay attention to what your mind tells you you did, and pay attention to how it makes you feel. Um, you're going to notice some big ahas the deeper you go into that. And the more you actually catch what your matrix does, you can break your own matrix. You break your matrix by staying in your feelings and your pain. Pain is the only thing that the matrix can't survive in. Why do you think we can't wait to be dead? Um, Clinton, someone, maybe they're in a relationship because they're your mirror. Or maybe, Clinton, you've always wanted Clinton. He'll get this. Hey, Clinton, um, when you finally found the woman you were connected to. You were somewhat connected to a secondary. But when she finally wanted to have a relationship with you, was she with other children and in a relationship? Yes, I'm talking about your birth mom. Get it? Because what you may have healed is you broke down into a certain healing, and now you're going to attract that because there's still something there that you're still holding on to. Does that make sense? Hopefully. I'm sure you'll rewind this and hear that like 20 times and go, shit. And I'm like, yeah, that space. And just know that you need to go deeper past that. And, you know, this, try to stay out of it as much as possible and ask yourself, do I believe I can attract a connection and not a relationship? Because if you're attracting relationships, you're attracting something that you were adopted into. Does that make sense? And that may be what's causing the hiccup because we have those. Allison, what you're saying does make sense. Thank you. I love the wisdom you have. Well, thank you, Grande. I find it inside of the pain. You know, I guess pain is so ancient, it would all that's all it could have in it is wisdom. Maybe I guess it's just up to each one of us to realize that. Again, will you ever let anybody connect to you without your pain? Hmm, yeah, I got it. Oh, you did understand what I did you feel that when I said it? Okay, guys, this is taking too long. Sensation recovery. Yeah, I got it. I don't know, guys. I'm giving it a few more minutes. I'm gonna have to get up and walk around. Um, yeah, watch it again though. Clinton, when your grandfather stepped in and made the decision to do what he did, was the aunt in a relationship or married? And how's that connection going now? I saw something a few a while back when we were talking. I believe I felt something in that space that you didn't get to talk about. And we show your authentic self. Mm, mm, you know, no greater truth in the present moment. It's all we ever have. Okay, it's still not safe. So surgery in progress. So I think that's our number. No messages from the phone. Any, any other questions before I let you guys go? If you're interested in connection class, you can email relationshipreinvent@gmail.com. If you're still interested in the mini root camp, again, know that the path is you'll focus on your trust first. If you trust, if you don't, figure out what trust is to you individually, not what trust is globally. Got to get away from that. This isn't, this connection isn't about global. It's about you. It's about your connection to you. It's about the pain in you. And you got to figure out why, well, who you trust with that pain, who you, even if it's not even yourself, but you got to really deep dive into what happened to your ability to trust. It's our greatest gift because you won't let yourself have connection without trust. But if you don't trust your pain, you won't let yourself have connection there either. She was newly married. The marriage now is non-existent now. She hates him with a vengeance. Now that you know how to be birthed in connection, then seek out a relationship that will already be in place because that's what you were born into. How are you connecting with your birth mom? Yeah, yeah. Hey, no, let's do a session at least because I need to catch up with you. See how you're doing. It's good to stay connected. Yeah, I send lots of healing energy to you. Hope Sherry comes out soon. Me too. I need her out here. Anika, I'm gonna go ahead and move this real quick and just tell me if that works. If that works, then we're good. Does that work? Hopefully that works. Um, hmm, all right, let me know. Does that work, Anika? Does that time work okay? um, yes, send me those more stuff. Thank you. We'll do my love to Sherry. I'll let her know. Oh, but I guess I need to go for now. And if you're interested, like I said, just shoot me an email, relationshipreinvent@gmail.com. And we look forward to seeing you guys soon. We love you. And thank you for being here. See you guys soon.